Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Okay, so what is up guys, Arolf here back again with another video. Today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure. This is Thanos, so let's get into it. So doing a comparison here, you can see how much taller he is compared to Proxima and how much taller he is compared to the last Build-A-Figure Thanos. Here's Thanos next to most of the Avengers, including Hulk. Finally, here's Thanos with a couple of heroes and villains from the MCU. Before we take any closer looks or articulations, I just want to point out one problem that I have with the hinge here. It's really stiff and it feels like it's gonna break, so be careful when posing the Infinity Gauntlet hand. Now right here around the back you got this skirt, which I think looks ugly even though it is in the trailer. I double checked it just to make sure. And if you want, you could pop off the legs here and actually remove the skirt. So this is what it looks like. It looks okay, I guess. I think it looks a little bit better, but that little silver piece where his belt is kind of missing, and I'll just put it back on. So taking a closer look at Thanos here, I really do like this head sculpt. The head sculpt is kind of accurate to the one that we see in the trailer, but it's more in line to the concept art, which I'll show in a bit. But looking around his head here, he's got a funny looking head around here in the back, the little gappage right there in the neck area. But yeah, this is what it looks like compared to the concept art. You can see I would have preferred like a couple of highlights in the eyes just to indicate that they're there, because in some certain lighting conditions, you can't see them. His chest here, hollow. This is a hefty figure, but the chest area is a little bit, hollow, feels hollow. But the details around here are amazing. That texturing on his back right there continues throughout, even here in the skirt, which is made out of this rubbery plastic. Feels durable, and you can see moving up the arm here, you could see that texturing continues and the wrinkles in the skirt, which looks really nice. And looking at the arm here, that line work continues, not all the way, but enough, and you can see his fist right there. And moving over, before we look at the Infinity Gauntlet, let's look at his elbow. They actually sculpted in some wrinkles in there, which look really nice. Here on camera, the Infinity Gauntlet looks shiny and gold, but in person it looks kind of like a bronze-ish gold. But yeah, I really have nothing to say other than this is a really nice looking piece, and I wish that it lit up. If they added a light up feature, I know that's asking for too much, but it would be cool. So looking at the legs here, you can see there are some wrinkles in the pants here. You can see the armor. The gold on the knee pads are nicely painted as well. You can see his calves here. Nice sculpting throughout the whole leg parts of this figure. And you can see his feet right here. And he do has some pec holes at the bottom, which I barely show for a brief second. But there's Thanos. For Thanos' articulations, starting off with the head, which is on a ball hinge joint. He could rotate all the way around. It could look up that far, which is pretty good, and down that much, which is okay as well. Since he has a big chin and a big chest, I see why his head is a little hindered there. And since this is a ball joint, his head can slightly tilt diagonally, so he could do that little shifty thingy, which looks pretty cool in some poses. So yeah, moving on to his arms here, they can rotate all the way around. They can go out that far, which doesn't bend more than 90 degrees. And they can bend inward that much. He has a bicep swivel, which could rotate all the way around. He has a single jointed elbow, which I wish it was double jointed. And his wrist here, they do rotate all the way around. They bend up that far and down that much. So taking a look at Thanos' other arm, which has the same articulation, just want to show you the range in this because it's kind of hindered by some pieces of the Infinity Gauntlet. So you could bend his fist down that far and you can bend it up that much, which is kind of stiff to do. I don't know if it's just my figure, but be careful when posing the Infinity Gauntlet, and it feels like it's gonna break on you, so just be cautious on that. So yeah, moving over to his chest here. His chest is on a hinge, so he could bend forward that far, which is not that great, but he can bend back significantly better than bending forward. So yeah, there's the range right there. He also has a waist swivel, which could rotate all the way around. He could kick his legs forward that far, so he could sit down like a little mad titan that he is. He can't bend back, even though with the skirt, if you take off that skirt, he still can't bend back, which is quite unfortunate. But his legs here, they could spread out that far, which is pretty impressive for a Thanos figure. He also has a upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. From the side, when you bend it all the way, it kind of looks weird. Kind of looks like, I don't know, something off with the double jointed knees. But his feet here bend down that far, and the joints here are smooth. I really like it. So that's pretty good. And they can bend up that far, which is pretty good as well for dynamic poses. And the ankle rocker or pivot. Ankle pivot test. Should it be easy? Yes. Check. Yeah, sometimes I like having fun with editing, but taking an even closer look at Thanos, this is the portion where I talk a little bit more in depth about the figure. Yeah, looking at the head here, in some certain lighting conditions like this one, you could see the eyes are highlighted, but his eyes seem a little too small, but I guess that's kind of accurate, and you can see the seam right there. Now, you know, popping off the head right there, and moving the joint around, you can see some detail in there, some little numbering, and I'm kind of wasting time so I can get up to the point where maybe now this is just having fun, you know, just experimenting, but yeah, that's kind of stupid. Moving on. Yeah, so not bad. His chest right here looks really nice. The gold that they added is really nice, and the inner texturing inside the hinge here continues throughout. Moving around here, the back, you can see the wrinkles here. You can see that gold bit or that bronze bit. It's not painted all the way through, but it's fine. You can see the arms here and the elbows here, which is a little sculpted in wrinkles. See his fist here. You could also see the thumbnail in there, which is really great. And you can see his fist here. You see the molding lines. See up his skirt right there. I'm kind of worried about the belt, the rubbery piece of belt, how that hold up over time, because sometimes like little soft materials like this like to discolor and yeah, lose its shape. But yeah, you can see the Infinity Gauntlet here, how it's attached. I wish they added like a rotation in this one, like a forearm rotation. That would have been nice. But unfortunately, we only have a bicep swivel hinge and a hinge at the hand here. You can see it's really nicely detailed and really nicely sculpted. And just moving this hand down, I got it to kind of give in, kind of like ease the joint. So just like mess around with it carefully so you don't actually like feel like you're about to snap it. But just moving it around a couple of times up and down, you'll be good to go. You can see how it moves forward and back here. Also, just a little problem with hopefully my figure and not yours. When I'm moving the right knee here, it is stiff as heck. Same thing with most of these figures in the wave. The knees are stiff. On the left leg right here, it's easy to move. It's just a breeze to move. You can see right there. But just looking at the details here, I really like the color scheme that they went for this design in general for the movie. I really like it. It's very modern. It's not very bright blues and yellows. It's kind of like more muted colors like gold and silver. You can see how the sculpt kind of like meshes well together and kind of layers on top of one another when you bend the knee here. I'm getting a little too over dramatic, but yeah, sculpting right there. You can see his like little big feet right there, which are not laced up. He uses straps for his shoes. What? Oh my gosh. But yeah, there's Thanos. And finally, here's most of the Avengers trying to grab what looks like to be Captain America's shield. I don't know why I did this diorama set. It's not really diorama. It's just, it's a cool shot, But it wouldn't make sense anyway. But it's a cool shot. But yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. I had fun building this wave. I said I wasn't going to get most of the figures, but since Comic Figure Addicts had them, I had to buy them. They're pretty cheap. And yeah, only gripes about this figure, which they added a forearm rotation in the Infinity Gauntlet and added some details right here in the chest part where the gold areas is, because they kind of missed some details there. But I wish they had a alternative head, probably not a smirking face or a smiling face, and a ungloved hand. That would be nice. But yeah, that is it, guys. Hope you guys like it. Arolf more signing out. Peace.